Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the day that the Lord has made. We are going to continue to rejoice and be glad in it. I am super duper excited about this Monday. It's money making Monday. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm telling y'all, I am excited. I can't hear nobody. Let's go. I said, I can't hear nobody. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. If you're coming on, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know your boy is live in his house on this beautiful Monday afternoon. I have had such an extraordinary month. I've had an extraordinary year. We all have here at Ramon Preston Enterprises, and we want to make sure we extend some of that love, some of that excitement to you. So if you're coming on, please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody. Let them know Ramon Preston, the squad, and the Ramon Preston Show. We are live in the house, and I just got through snacking on something. Make sure my teeth are clean. That's what happens when you be snacking on stuff before you go live. But it's all good in the hood. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be following up on a discussion that we started last week. And it's on breaking these income class cycles that so many of us have had to deal with and so many people are dealing with. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we do, again, let me say welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston. And every Monday through Friday, we show up here on this show to help you start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. So if there are some certain things in your personal, in your professional, or in your financial life that you would like to fix, that you would like to transform, that you would like to increase, this show is designed to help facilitate that, to help assist you in that process. And I want to give a great shout out to all of our coaching clients, all of you that are part of our coaching program. Thank you so much. We just announced last week that we were discontinuing our one-year coaching program as it was. Not necessarily ending it for the people who are in it, but we were in it, but we're just ending it, meaning that we're no longer accepting new registrations. So I want to just salute all of you who are part of our one-year business coaching program. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you for trusting us to help you in your business and your family, because this is what your business should be about, establishing a legacy for you and for your family. So we're super, super excited about that. Also, all of you who are a part of our online training program, if you have been on the program like within the last week or so, you're going to see that there are some upgrades and updates that have been done. I'm going to be talking a little bit about that today because I want to help all of you become millionaires. I want to help all of you become millionaires. And guess what? There is a great possibility of you becoming a millionaire once you get the right information, once you build the right muscle, develop the habits, put the systems and processes in place. It's a lot of work that got to go into it, but you can become a millionaire. So for those of you that would like to be millionaires, or maybe you feel like you're in the process of becoming a millionaire, I want you to put in the comments, #millionaire. Let me know that you want to become a millionaire. I have so many things that I want to talk about today, but I got to stay on track because I know that we have so much going on here. So if you want to be a millionaire, put in the comments, #millionaire, millionaire. Put that in the comments, #millionaire. I want to show you how to become a millionaire. I want to show you that it is actually possible for you to become a millionaire. Because for a long time, I have to be honest with you, I wanted to be a millionaire, but for a long time, I really didn't believe that I was going to be a millionaire. I really didn't believe that I was going to create financial freedom for myself. I struggled with that many times, just thinking, you know what? Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'm not going to be able to do it. Maybe I can't make it happen. And for years, I just struggled with that. And it took me a lot. It took me a lot of work. It took me a lot of effort. It took me a lot of studying, a lot of self-education and training, building the muscle, getting rid of old information. It took me tens of thousands of dollars, not just to include the tens of thousands of hours that I had to put into studying and researching. But I know without a shadow of a doubt that you can become a millionaire. So put that in the comments. Let me know who you are and if in fact you believe that you could become a millionaire. Because today I want to talk about breaking the income class cycle. I don't know what income class you are in, and maybe you don't know what income class you are in, but there are certain income classes, okay? There are certain income classes, and depending on what income class you in, it has a lot to do with the pressure you're going to be up under. Think about it. You're in a certain income class and you're going to be under a certain amount of pressure. And so I want to talk to you about breaking the income class. All right. So again, if you have any questions, please drop the questions in the comments. I would love to answer any questions that you may have about money, about business, about ministry, about investing, about holding companies, whatever it is that you are questioning and that you need some answers on. Please feel free to drop that information, that question in the comments, and I'll be sure to do my best to answer it. You can also call. You can call 404-478-7213, and if you call that number, my assistant will answer it. And I'll answer your call here live, right here, right now. You could call 404-478-7213. Okay? So let's talk about breaking the income class cycle. All right? Let's talk about breaking the income class cycle. First and foremost, in order for you to break any income class cycle, no matter what income class cycle you're in, and I'm going to keep talking about this, especially as we prepare for a new calendar year, the way you're going to break any income class cycle is you have to make the conscious decision to work out all the stuff that's in your mind and in your heart and even in your subconscious about the limitations you live under. For example, and I'm gonna give you several examples today. For example, you may not believe that you can become a millionaire. You may not believe that there's gonna be an opportunity for you to be financially free. You may think because the system is rigged that there's no possibility of you getting out of the rut that you're in. You may believe just because you don't have a formal education or because you don't have certain degrees or acronyms behind your name that you can't accomplish certain things you want to accomplish in life. You may believe that what you see on Instagram and Facebook and social media and television is only for a select few chosen people and it will never be for you. Well, guess what? All of those beliefs will keep you stuck in a specific income class cycle. And so I want you to break that, but you have to first start working out those things, not just by learning new things, not just by getting new information, not just by taking new courses, not just by saying, Prophet Ramon, I want to join your coaching program. I want you to mentor me and I want to be a part of your organization. That's not necessarily going to guarantee or even positively affect you to become a millionaire or to become financially free. especially if you do not work out the kinks, the mental issues that you typically have that are pre-existing even before you make a decision to be a millionaire, even before you make a decision to be financially free, if you understand what I'm saying. And so I know it's easy for me to tell you, well, I'm going to give you these 3 steps to become a millionaire. I'm going to give you these 5 ways to become a millionaire. I'm going to show you these 6 things that you can do to become a millionaire. But trust me on this. Even if I give you every piece of data that I have on becoming a millionaire, on becoming financially free, on getting the bag and building a business and starting a holding company and structuring it and scaling it, none of that is going to matter if your mind ain't right. So that means if you have a set of beliefs that you are moving by, operating by, functioning by, you got to work those things out. And for starters, you have to accept the fact that a lot of the information that you have about money, about business, about being a millionaire, about wealth building, a lot of that information is wrong. It's totally wrong. How do you know it's wrong? Well, is it working for you? Because if it's not working for you, if it's not getting you closer to your goals, of course it's wrong. Think about it. You know what you want to accomplish. You know the kind of lifestyle you want to live. You know the things that you want to fulfill in your life. And if you're unable to move towards that on a day-to-day basis, one of the reasons why you're not able to move towards it on a day-to-day basis is because it's not the right information. And you have to accept that. You have to accept that it's not the right information. I've been lied to. I've been bamboozled. I've been persuaded and brainwashed and convinced and finessed and manipulated and maneuvered to believe certain things about money, about business, about wealth, about being a millionaire, about financial freedom that don't work. Because if they worked, I wouldn't be where I am. Can we all agree on that? So the first thing you got to work out in breaking the income class cycle is accepting that what I have learned and the information I have acquired is one of the biggest reasons why I'm stuck where I am. So I read an affirmation. There's a certain affirmation, excuse me, that I read every day. And every day that I read it, it just reminds me, of it. I have so many affirmations, but let me just share a little bit of this affirmation with you. A part of this affirmation says, the only thing that separates me from the most extraordinary life I can imagine is my level of commitment to becoming the person I need to be to achieve everything I want. Think about that. The only thing that separates me from the most extraordinary life I can imagine is my level of commitment. So my level of commitment to becoming the person I need to be is what's separating me from experiencing this extraordinary life that I imagine to have. It's not that the extraordinary life doesn't exist. It's not that I cannot live that extraordinary life. It's that I am separated from that extraordinary life because the thing that separates me from it is my level of commitment to becoming the person I need to be. So there's a certain version of you that needs to come into being. And that certain version of you that needs to come into being is a version of you that morphs out of the old version of you. So the current version of you needs to accept that this current version of you is not sufficient to live that particular life. The current version of you is not sufficient to demand the dollars that you want, the opportunities that you want, the success that you want. It's not that the current version of you is a wreck or is a mess or is a loser necessarily. It just means that in order for you to experience certain extraordinary levels of success and financial freedom, you have to become a different version of you. So becoming that different version, yes, it involves and includes a lot of things that I'm going to be talking about, but it begins with you at least accepting who I am today has a lot to do with what I become or who I become. And who I am today and who I've become is a result of a lot of information I have gravitated to and gathered into my life. And it has literally created a person who is limited in becoming something that he or she wants to become. I'm not trying to get deep and philosophical with you, but I'm just showing you that a lot of this stuff is embedded. It's personal. And if you agree with me, please let me know what you agree with me on. If you don't agree with me, let me know. But I know what I'm saying to be true because I have had to go through this same process. I've had to go through the same process, and I still go through the same process every day. Okay, now let me share with you another affirmation that I read every day. Here's what it says. First and foremost, I understand that money isn't inherently good or bad. It's what I do with it that make it so. Think about that. So some people just look at money a certain way, and their relationship with money is reflected in the lack of money that they have. But if I am working on becoming a better version of me, that means I have to let go of what I think about certain things that I want to become a better version of in order to obtain. So if I want to become a better version of myself because I want to obtain financial freedom, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be rich and wealthy, I want to help my family, I want to be a blessing to a lot of people. But in order for me to do those extraordinary things, I have to become a different version of myself. I've got to become a better version. Okay? But a part of me becoming that better version of myself is accepting that what I think about money has to be wrong. My relationship with money has to be off. My perspective and my perception and my views about success and business and wealth, they have to be off. Otherwise, I would actually either have some of this or be moving towards it on a daily basis. And if I don't see that or feel that, then I got to check myself. And the fact that I'm unwilling to check myself further proves that I need to work these things out, because my belief may be that this system is rigged in a way that I'll never become financially free. Or the government is doing certain things, or the white man is doing certain things. Like we don't deny that there are certain things going on within these systems, but we're not gonna just accept that and just like lay in that, okay? And this is why I'm always telling my story. This is why I'm always testifying about my life and my process, because I have been a victim. And some of those victimizations that I have had were self-inflicted victimizations, meaning that I have been a statistical victim of the judicial system. I've been to jail plenty times. When I was coming up, I was in and out of jail. My record long as 75, okay? I've been an addict. I was addicted to drugs all of my teenage years, okay? I was a drug addict. I was a drug dealer. I was a street hustler. I was a thug. I was a robber, any word you want to use to associate to what losers do, you can give me all those adjectives. All those adjectives. I was all that, okay? And guess what? I did not even have a formal education. I barely got my GED because somebody just forced me to get it, that I really looked up to. One of my old teachers in this alternative ed school, she used to always come visit me even when I was incarcerated. And she was like, Ramon, the least you can do for me and for your grandma that's passed away and for your family is get you a GED. And I always used to tell her, I'm going to get it when I get out of jail. And finally, when I got out of jail, I went and got my GED, and she was like the happiest person in the world, okay? But my point in bringing that up is, I have been a victim to the system, to the economic system, to the judicial system, to the legislative system, to the executive, whatever system you want to name. I've probably been a victim of it. I probably subjected myself to it, not always by choice, but some by choice and others by force. But here's what I want you to understand. I still had to get to a place in my life that I accepted responsibility for my actions, and that I could choose to let go of this belief system that was limiting me from being able to move forward and become the version that I needed to become in order to experience certain levels of success. So let me read this again. I understand that money isn't inherently good or bad. It's what I do with money that make it so. Listen to this. The more money I have, the more options I have to make the impact I want to make in the world. So the more money I have, the more options I have to make the impact I want to make in the world. So you see what the perspective is. The perspective is to get more money so that I can make more of an impact. So when I have a belief system that money is helping me to facilitate the impact I want to make, now it fuels me to go get that bag. See, some people look at people like me and say, oh my God, you just chasing after money. That's all you talk about is money. That's because you're looking at me through your lens. Your lens is limited. But I'm not going to let people who have a limited lens, a limited perspective, and most likely the wrong information and the wrong relationship when it comes to money. They have the wrong information about money and wealth. They have the wrong relationship with money and wealth. And so I'm not going to let them project their perspectives and their views on me. I'm not even thinking about them. I'm not even letting them even get in my ear. They're not even going to get around me. And if they get around me and I hear them talk like that, they're not going to be around me for too long if they don't change. Okay? Because my perspective is I need more of this resource in order to do more of what I want to do. Let me keep reading. I also understand that my financial situation, this is a PowerPoint for somebody. I understand my financial situation up to this point is simply a reflection of how I've related to money, making it, saving it, and growing it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I understand that my financial situation up to this point is a reflection of how I've related to money. So that means I accept the fact that where I am financially is a reflection of my relationship with money. And I read this every day, and I literally remember when I first started reading this affirmation, I probably didn't even have $1,000 to my name. I probably didn't have $1,000 to my name. I was probably a couple $100,000 in the hole. But guess what? I still read that affirmation, and I still made the mental, the conscious, the psychological decision to lock that truth in, to accept it as a part of my belief system, and to build my life on that belief system. My financial life, my business life, my economic life, my entrepreneurship life, and my ministry life, because I want to serve. I want to make an impact. And I understood that in order for me to make an impact to some extent, I needed the resources to do it. So think about where you are financially. And if you're not able or even willing or in a position right now today while we talk, if you're not in a position to basically accept and understand that where you are financially today is a reflection of how you've related to money. If you can't accept that, then that means you haven't worked this thing out that I'm talking about. There's a certain thing you got to work out in your mind. I don't even know if a lot of people talk about it enough, but I'm telling you now, all this stuff that I can show you in my Millionaire Blueprint, all the training that I provide on sales and marketing. And oh my God, I can just show you, I can show you stuff from sales, marketing, you know, all this amazing information. But what is this information going to do for you if your mind ain't right? What is it going to do for you? I'm pulling up this Millionaire Blueprint now. What is this information going to do for you? I'm going to tell you what it's going to do for you. It ain't going to do nothing for you. You know why it ain't going to do nothing for you? Because if you don't get your mind right, let me just play around with my bada bing, bada boom, my little clicker. If you don't get your mind right, this Millionaire Blueprint, at least what's in it, is not going to help you. So think about where you are financially. Now, if where you are right now financially, think about how much money you got to your name. Or maybe you might know what your net worth is. If you don't, just look at how much money you got. Think about how much money you got and think about how much debt you got. How much money you owe and how much money do you have? Think about where you are financially. And now, if you can look at where you are financially, and if you can honestly say, wow, where I am right now is a reflection of how I've related to money, making it, saving it, and growing it. Because if my relationship with money is not good, it's going to show in that dollar amount. If you can accept that, or when you can accept that and understand that it's there, right where it's at now, because of how you relate to money, making money, saving money, and growing money. If you can accept that, now you're able to start moving forward mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and even financially. You're able to start moving forward into becoming a better version of you, because now you understand, wait a minute. I have to become a better version of me because I need to change my relationship with money. I need to think about how I make money. My relationship with money needs to change how I make it. My relationship with money needs to change how I save it. My relationship with money needs to change how I grow it. Now I've got to become a better version of me when it comes to how I handle money. If you can work this thing out that I'm talking about, I'm telling you, this stuff in here is going to be a breeze. Because it's a whole lot of people that get the information that's in programs like this and it never works for them. And they think it's because the program doesn't work. They think it's because people like me are scamming people out of their money and just good salespeople. And they're wrong, because the truth is, this information works for us. We're working this information, at least those of us who are honest, who are ethical, and who have character and integrity, and we live by those things. So I can't speak for the other people who are just idiots and who just want to be scammy. That's not me, and I don't represent them. But for the people who get the real right information and they can't get results from it, a lot of that is because they're not working it the right way, because they're not even getting it in their minds. They're not even studying it and researching it and soaking in it. And they're not doing that, not because they don't want to do it, but because they haven't worked out these mental issues, these psychological issues. So they don't have the ability, the strength, the capacity to go on these programs and study and learn and practice and role play and rehearse and keep doing it every day, over and over again, until they start seeing change. They can't do it. And it's not because the programs don't work. And it's not because they don't want to. It's because the person that they currently are hasn't opened up to change. They haven't become a better version of themselves. And so, listen, I'll read it again. My financial situation up to this point is simply a reflection of how I've related to money. So wherever you are financially, whatever amount of money you have that makes up your total dollar amount or your total net worth, that is a reflection of how you relate to money. It's a reflection of how you have a relationship with money, how you make money, save money, and multiply money. And guess what? I was reading this affirmation when I didn't have no money. And now with money, with net worth, with a successful business, with an expanding organizational enterprise, I still read it. And guess what? I have so many things I want to accomplish in life. I read it today and I'm like, man, I'm so far off because I'm still growing. I'm still trying to become the next best version of myself, of the person who wants to achieve certain levels of extraordinary success. But I know in order for me to reach those levels of extraordinary success, I've got to continue to grow. And I can't just read this now and say, yeah, I remember when I didn't have a pot to pee in and a window to throw it out, when I haven't had even $1,000, and now I read it and I got a little something. You done already missed it. But you got to be open to it broke. You got to be open to it with money, because you know this is what's going to help facilitate you becoming the next best version of yourself. Here's the next part of this. There are virtually no limits to how much money I can earn, save, and grow. There are virtually no limits to how much money I can earn, save, and grow. A lot of times when I get to that one statement right there, I'll just say it over and over again. There are virtually no limits to how much money I can earn, save, and grow. There are virtually no limits to how much money I can earn, save, and grow. There are virtually no limits to how much money I can earn, how much money I can save, and how much money I can grow. There are no limits. That is why, and I add my little nuance, that is why I am going to, or I am making a certain amount of money this year. That's what I like to add to it. It's simply a matter of investing time in developing my money mindset through learning about money. So if I know that there are no limits to how much money I can earn, how much money I can save, how much money I can grow, and I know that it's simply a matter of investing time in developing my money mindset through learning about money. So now how do I develop my money mindset? I've got to learn about money. I've got to learn about business. I've got to learn strategies. I've got to learn processes and systems. I've got to learn about the things that are going to help me earn more money. So I will commit to consistently read and learn and study things that will teach me how to earn, save, and invest money so that I can be financially free. Listen, I am like literally giving you like a money making, money managing, money multiplying one-on-one conversation on this show. Because I want you to see that in order for you to break the income class cycle, in order for you to break that cycle, you're going to have to fix that thing in your mind and work it out within yourself so that your belief system can be opened up to getting new information about the things you want to see extraordinary success on, like finances, business, leadership, whatever it is. So you want to be a millionaire, okay? Well, guess what's going to have to happen? You want to be financially free? Okay, guess what's got to happen? You want to be full-time in your business and you want to make money in your business that you can be successful? Okay, well, guess what's got to happen? You have to let go of who you are, and that means you've got to let go of the information you have gathered up to this point when it comes to being a millionaire, when it comes to being financially free, when it comes to owning a business, and accept that whatever you know, it wasn't enough to change you into the version of you that could actually be a millionaire, that could actually be financially free, that could actually have a successful business and work in it full time. So once you accept that, now you're willing to open up and say, you know what? I don't know enough. But see, a lot of people got their pride and ego in the way, and they're not willing to say that. I talk to business owners all the time. I'm a business consultant. A lot of people forget that. I goof off a lot. I kick the breeze, I shoot the breeze, I have fun, I laugh, I kiki, ha ha, I play, but I'm a business consultant. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a business coach. I'm a real estate consultant. My wife and I do this for a living, and we have done it. And I have put tens of thousands of hours and dollars, hundreds at this point, into learning and becoming the version that I am now, the Ramon Preston that I am. I've just been able to make sure that I maintain who I am as an individual in terms of me being a very open person, down to earth, real, still rough around the edges, a hood figure. So I haven't lost any of that. But even when I got saved, I didn't lose a lot of that. When I came out the streets and I got saved and got cleaned up and got off drugs, there are few things that changed. I cut my hair, I stopped cussing and drinking and smoking and clubbing. I stopped all that stuff, but I was still like me at the core. I'm still a trip. I still have fun. I still goof off. I still click and act a fool, extra, but guess what? I was able to add the elements of education and training and self-learning when it comes to business and financial literacy and entrepreneurship and investing and wealth building. And the more information I studied and researched and gathered, the different person I started becoming. So there are certain things I started seeing that was changing in me, and it started changing in my life. Then it changed my behavior patterns. It changed my daily practices. It changed the relationships that I had. It changed who I listened to, who I didn't listen to, who I wanted to be around, who I didn't want to be around. It changed what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do, where I wanted to go, where I didn't want to go. It started changing all that. But it also started changing me and how I actually lived to get to that extraordinary success. And you're going to have to go through the same process. So I can sit here and talk about all the stuff that's in this blueprint. I'm not even going to be talking about it today because I'm really getting to a point in my life. I just told my squad this last week, and I've been saying it to people that I love and that are close to me just within the last couple of days. I just celebrated my 45th birthday, and I'm one of those milestone type people. I'm one of those legacy minded people, and I'm prophetic. So every move that I make, especially the major moves that I make in my life, I always tie them into my legacy and the milestones that I need to reach to get to my legacy. But all of them encompass my prophetic assignment, what God has given to me as a calling on this planet. That's my move. That's my move. So some people may look at a certain area of my life and say, oh, you just doing that because you about money, or you just doing that because you loyal to this person, or you just doing that because that's all you focused on. When the truth is, all of the things that I do are about my calling. It's about my God-given assignment. And so I'm saying this because I have just come to this new place within the last few months. I've been sensing it and feeling it that I'm pivoting. And there are some people that I was tolerating this season that I won't be tolerating in my next season. And it is what it is. You know why? Because where I want to go, I know I have to first become the version of that person in order to start getting there. So I don't even start moving in the direction of where I want to go in my life at this point unless I accept that who I am right now can't get over there. So I want a $10 million a year business, okay? But I know who I am right now can't get to $10 million a year because he, in his current state of mind, he, based on the way his life is set up now, won't be able to make that transition. So guess what I have to do? Not just stay here and say, well, okay, I'm a millionaire person. I'm a seven figure. I'm a hood figure to seven figure, but I never get over there to the eight figure. Because if I don't get to the 8 figure, I don't get to the 9. If I don't get to the 9, I don't get to the 10. So now I want to get to the 8. But I understand in order for me to get to the 8, because I want to make an impact. Remember the affirmation, my impact at 8 figures is different than my impact at 7. My impact at 7 is different than my impact at 6. My impact at 6 is different than my impact at 5. Truth is, until you get to the mid 6 figures, and we talked about that in one of our last shows when it came to the income class and the dollars behind it, until you get to the mid 6 figures, you're not even really going to be able to see the impact you can make. And I know some people may disagree with that, but hey, that's on you. You disagree with what you want to disagree with, but I have proof to show you that if you're just making $60,000, $70,000 a year, unless you living under the bridge, or unless you living in a paid off trailer, riding a bicycle, and you ain't got no bills, because you drinking well water, and you packing lunches every day, and you wearing the same drawers for the next 5 years, unless that's you, and you're making $60,000, $70,000 a year, unless that's how your life looks, that's not enough for you to make the impact. And guess what? For those of you who are making maybe high 5 figures or low 6 figures, you probably have things that you would like to do for yourself and maybe for your children and your family that you just don't have enough financial wiggle room to do because the dollar amount that you're working with is not enough. I don't care how much you pass by Starbucks because you're trying to save $4. I don't care how many times you just roll over certain things instead of buying new things because you're trying to save. You cannot save like that or like reverse engineer your expenses and the quality of your life so much that you just wake up one day and boom, you filthy rich. It don't happen like that. And whoever has that philosophy, maybe it works for them, but until you make it work for you, then you really have no basis to stand and sit that argument on. So back to my point, I have to become that version. So you've got to become that version. So what begins that process? First of all, I have to work on my beliefs. I have to change the information. So even before you join a program like the Millionaire Blueprint, are you willing to work those things out in your mind? Are you willing to let those things go? Once you're willing to work them out and let them go, now you can start taking the information and integrating that information into your life. You could start learning about sales. We have an entire sales program that we teach you how to sell, how to create a script. We teach you the sales process. We have training in here on marketing, how to market yourself, how to position yourself in the market. We teach about the 3 B's of your business, your brand, and you as a brand ambassador. How do you compartmentalize those 3 to make them work together in like a matrix so that when you go into the market, you're representing your business, you're representing your brand, and you're representing your brand ambassador. And as a result of that type of positioning, your messaging is going to be different. You're going to be very clear to the marketplace. People are going to know who you are and what you're about and what you have. We also have an entire entrepreneurial course to teach you the fundamentals of entrepreneurship. Like even if you own a business already, you still need to understand where business ownership comes from. And so I do a whole training on entrepreneurship. It's called the Entrepreneur's Guide to Business. I show you how you got to go from just a hustler, a grinder, a go-getter into a real legitimate entrepreneur, because there's an entrepreneurial mentality you have to have when you own a business. There are people who own businesses, but they're not entrepreneurs, and they haven't even learned about entrepreneurship. So they can't incorporate entrepreneurship in their business because they don't know what entrepreneurship really is. They just think because they own a business and they have an LLC, a EIN, and a bank account that they're entrepreneurs. Not necessarily so. There are a lot of people who have businesses that are not entrepreneurs. And then there are people who are entrepreneurs that don't have legitimate businesses. Because in order to have a business, you have to have a business system. And so we teach you about the holding company concept, how to start and structure your holding company. How do you file paperwork for a holding company? How do you formulate it? How do you run the day-to-day operations of a holding company? What is the benefit of having one? What is the impact it can make? We also teach you about financial systems, because once you put this legitimate business structure together, you have to have the right systems. One of those systems is going to be a financial systems. Of course, you're going to have sales system, marketing system, operational system, executive system, but one of the most important systems is a financial system. This is how you're going to be able to minimize your taxes and maximize your deductions and increase your profitability, because now you're getting into the sophistication of business accounting, so that you understand your profit and loss statement. You understand assets versus liabilities and net worth. You have creative tax strategies that you can implement. All of this I teach in this Millionaire Blueprint. We also have hundreds of other videos. We have documents and forms. Like we have a real estate investing program that we teach you the basics of residential and commercial real estate. We have sample forms included in that, because once you start making money, then you're going to be looking at an investment play. How do you take earned income and active income and convert it into passive income? Well, you do it through holding companies and other investment vehicles like real estate. We teach goal setting, we teach scheduling. So there's a lot of information in this Millionaire Blueprint, but we've put it together as a business and financial wealth building system, because we know that it can make you a millionaire. But again, the mechanics, the techniques, the tactics and the tools and the strategies and the solutions that we're providing for you in this training program are complementary to the mental, emotional, psychological, and maybe spiritual things that you've already worked out when it comes to business, when it comes to money, when it comes to being a millionaire. You've got to work those things out. And guess what? It's not going to be easy, but just accepting it, like for those who are familiar with like the 12-step program, or Alcoholics Anonymous, or Narcotics Anonymous, all of these support group type programs, they all begin with, you have to accept. You got to accept that you have a problem. If you can't accept that you have a problem, it don't matter what we got. The treatment ain't gonna help if you don't accept you have a problem. So the moment you can accept that, yeah, I got a financial problem, I got a business problem, I got a money making problem, I got an increase problem, I have an abundance problem, and guess what? Money is everywhere. Businesses are everywhere. Increase in abundance is everywhere. But if it's not where I am, it may be because I have to work something out within myself to open myself up so that I can get the right information, become the next best version of myself, and then start moving to that place. And so for all of you that are watching me, if you know what I'm saying is resonating with you, and you are not on a program like this Millionaire Blueprint, I want you to reach out to me today. I want to get you signed up to our program. I want to get you started so that you have a few weeks in advance to prepare for 2022. So by the time you get into the new year, we have an entire goal setting course in this program. We show you how to set goals, how to qualify those goals, how to quantify those goals, meaning that you're not going to just write stuff down that you want to do in 2022, but you're going to write it down and then you're going to quantify that, meaning that you're going to put dollar amounts to it. So for example, if you say, I want to make $100,000 in 2022. Okay, well, you could write that down, but it's not necessarily a goal yet. It's just information. What makes it a goal is you're going to put a plan together for that 100,000. So now you're going to quantify that 100,000, break that $100,000 up into 12 months. And then you're going to see, okay, what products and services do I have that can quantify that $100,000 within a year? And then I have to see how much work do I need to put in order to try to hit that number. So even if you don't hit the number, if your goals are big enough, and if you take the correct steps in that process to get there, even if you miss the target or the mark, you should see a level of success that's different than what you have now. So it's a real awesome process that we teach when it comes to goal setting and scheduling and pricing and packaging your products and introducing them to the market. We flesh all that out for you. But again, if you've got the mental part right, we've got the mechanics. If you got the psychological part right, we've got the techniques. I want you to text the word blueprint. Matter of fact, I don't want you to text blueprint. I want you to text millionaire. I want you to text the word millionaire. Text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Again, 404-478-7213. Text the word millionaire to your boy so that I can speak with you and we can talk about getting you onboarded into this program, getting your training started, giving you some direction on where you want to go for the remainder of this year into 2022 and what you need to do to accomplish it. Ladies and gentlemen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I do sincerely apologize for all of you that are faithful followers for being tardy like I have for the past couple weeks. I had a couple weeks where I was in recovery from a procedure, so I just couldn't make it. And then the last couple of weeks I just been dragging because I've had so many things going on outside of the office, and my team will tell you some days I get into the office, it's probably like 12 o'clock on the dot, or maybe like 11:50. I'm running in here trying to get in the studio, and we're working on the studio. So I have a lot of things going on, and I'm doing my best to remain faithful to my show every Monday through Friday at 12. But when it's not 12, I try to come on as soon as I possibly can. So please accept my tardiness and prayerfully within the next couple of days, definitely within the next few weeks as we prepare for the new year, we would have already fleshed out and worked out everything that we have going on so I can be here at the office earlier and be on the show on time. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those questions in the comments. Please do so. Drop those questions in the comments. And if you would like to reach out to me because you have a question about our Millionaire Blueprint, about any of our new programs that we're introducing, feel free to reach out to me. The number again is 404-478-7213. 404-478-7213. I think this was awesome, y'all. How did y'all enjoy today's show? And what did you learn? Like, what was the biggest takeaway from the show? Put it in the comments. Let me know. What was your biggest takeaway? I would love to know what your biggest takeaway from today's show was. What was your biggest takeaway? What was your biggest takeaway? I would love to know what your biggest takeaway was. And guess what? I would love to help you. I would love to help you in that process. So if you know you've got a lot of things you need to flesh through and work out within yourself, and you know that's going to be like critical to you being able to go on programs like this and learn the information. Like everything that's in this program, I use it. And I know there have been some frauds out there. There are people who always faking and fronting and capping and putting on for social media. But there are some really legitimate, honorable, like class people who have class and dignity. I'm one of those people. I know I have character and integrity. I know I live right. I love my family. I'm an upstanding person, and I treat people the way I know they're supposed to be treated, even if I'm not treated that way. I'm a man of God. Bottom line, I'm a man of God, and I take that seriously. And I'm not going to be a reproach to my family and to the people who look up to me. And when it comes to what I teach and what I train and what I provide as a consultant and coach, I even if I'm not a legal or a like official fiduciary, okay? I'm not an investment advisor. I don't work for Charles Schwab or Merrill Lynch, okay? I'm not one of those guys. But I still act as if I assume a fiducial responsibility to my community, to my clients. And that means I'm going to give you the information, the education, the training, the coaching and the consulting that I know I would be giving myself, especially when I know you're paying money to get that from me, and you trust me, and you're looking up to me, and you're being influenced by what I say. I'm not gonna lead you the wrong way. If it's something I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know that. You're gonna have to ask somebody else. Or if it's something I'm not sure about, or it doesn't work and you wanna do it, I'm not gonna let you do something I know ain't gonna work. I'm gonna give you my opinion on it and let you know that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, sis. It ain't gonna work, bro. That's not gonna make it happen. And so I want you to at least put yourself in a position to accept not just the things that have brought you to where you are that you might not like, but accept that there's new opportunities of information. There are new ways to do things that are being exposed to you that you might not be able to find browsing the internet. So you have to invest in yourself to get that information and to get close to people who are using it and succeeding in it. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on the Ramon Preston Show.